Hi guys, how are you? This is going to be a good video because Erica went to court today. Tom was supposed to go to court today. We're going to talk about Tom in a minute, and the brother went to court today. But I'm supposed to have Freddie come on to come in and tell you guys all the details, and he's not here just yet. So I'll just get started. Okay, he just said he's on his way. I'll get started with small talk, and then we can get right into it. This is a fascinating case. It really is. And this is going to be, I hate to say it, one of the best seasons of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let's talk about Tom not being seen in public, you guys, for over a month and a half. He has not been seen. Now, you don't think Erica, have him tied up in the basement, do you? Where the hell is Tom? Do you think someone could get so embarrassed that they just don't show up? I don't know why Tom is not hasn't been seen and has not showed up to court. Like today, he was a no-show again today. I can't figure it out. I don't know what's going on. The only thing I can come up with right now is like maybe he just mentally checked out and said, there's nothing I can do with this. I'm guilty. So why go? I mean, right? I don't know what's going on, but people are starting to talk. Where the hell is Tom? I don't know. We're going to have to ask Freddie when he calls. Oh, I forgot to drop the link. Sorry, Freddie. Sorry. Start talking too much like I always do. I mean, I just don't know where the hell Tom is. And I'm concerned. I mean, even if you're going to get in trouble, okay, I just don't, who just skips out and says, never mind. The only person I heard of doing something like that would be Vince Herbert, Tamar's ex. Remember, he stopped showing up for the divorce proceedings and because he was in major debt. Like, you're right. If Vince doesn't want to go and he owes you money, he just won't go. He'll just take the judgment instead. Here's my buddy, Freddie. Now, let me say this to everyone before we start talking. I'm going to stop calling Freddie by his name, and I'm going to call him the man behind the scenes of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because he has all of the details. You have major connections now, don't you?
I do. I mean, ever since I've sort of been on, I've had people that are very close to the scenes of this case messaging me from unknown accounts, giving me the details that I can't access myself. So to those people who are probably watching, thank you very much. We really appreciate it so we can get this stuff out there and share because people do need to know about what's going on.
Take it from here. Where do you want to start? Because this is good.
Okay, so today at 2 p.m., what do you call Los Angeles time?
Pacific Standard.
So 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, there was a hearing in Los Angeles regarding Tom Girardi's situation with his creditors. That included the likes of Robert Keese and Jill Callahan, who were both his two former partners at the Girardi Keese law firm. We know that 75 people were present at this hearing and that there were no representatives for Tom Girardi. He was not present himself either.
Wait, no representatives?
No. See, that's what seems to be. There was not physically in the court.
Well, do you think he can't afford an attorney or what's going on?
Stage, well, the thing is that his assets have been frozen, so I don't really know. It's not really clear how that's working. Is he given money? How that works? That's not clear at the moment, so I can't really answer that.
Let's clear this up. I heard someone say that he was flat broke. He's not flat broke because you said he has 23 million. Is it?
Well, there's $23 million that he sent to EJ Global. However, obviously he's got what's happening in Los Angeles and he's got the case in Chicago involving Edelson. So, and there are so many creditors. There's actually a new case that they've been talking about. So there was an elderly woman, her husband sadly died in a boat crash, and Tom was her lawyer. She was meant to win $500,000. Tom only paid her $50,000 of that money.
Wow.
He tried to put that case into arbitration, and the judge said no, that he could not do that. So that's going to be another claim that will be coming out of his estates through either the 23 million, hopefully the 23 million through EJ Global, and of course the assets, the Pasadena mansion and things like that.
Let me ask you this. What about the paycheck that comes from Bravo? Is that going to be frozen? I know.
Oh my. Well, the thing is that, well, it's possible, but we don't know. It's not. We've not really got the full information of what Erika's involvement is. Obviously, she is on the board for the likes of Girardi Financial, and she's listed as a secretary. And she was by law, was in positions where she is sort of has a responsibility to be making sure that the Girardi Keys law practice and financial is acting with integrity.
It sounds like
and I've noticed she's got some disgusting clothes she's trying to sell now as well. I mean that's what she's gonna. So she's gonna be wearing these clothes, and you're gonna have people like Sutton going, "What's that?" She didn't even know what Fenty was.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: not appearing in court, not having any representatives, is not a good thing, right?
It's not a good thing. He's not been responding to anything. In fact, I think there was a hearing last week now, and there was stuff that he did not respond to either. What he seems to think, that I don't know if he's got mental incompetency, or he thinks that this is somewhat going to go away. I don't really know. I don't know him. I don't want to know him.
Could he be missing, or could he?
I mean, at the end of the day,
ill, maybe.
Then he needs to be, or having someone to confirm that. But he seems to think that this radio silence is going to be the answer, which it isn't. I can tell you that. What else? I've got loads of notes here about what's been going on today that my reliable source has been telling me, that was actually present at the hearing.
Oh my God, you've got such good connections. Really?
Yeah. Yes.
I'm loving it.
Did I mention that David Lira, his son-in-law, was there? Oh, he's estranged from Tom. He's not talking to him at the moment.
You know why he's not talking to Tom?
In the blog, so I think everyone probably is aware of that.
Well, let me ask you, do you know why he's not talking to Tom, his son-in-law?
Yes, I believe that is because he was wanting him to sort of pay back these loans and creditors, and pay these victims, like in the Lion Air case and the explosion and all those types of cases, and he sort of wasn't doing that. But then what's conflicting as well is that David Lira is also a defendant on the contempt case in the Chicago hearing as well, I believe. Oh. So that's also quite weird. And yeah. So I don't know if that's David Lira. He's employed someone to sort of try and change the narrative. But yeah, that's weird. But apparently in court he did cooperate in some way, sort of trying to give information into what's happening. So I don't know whether it's sort of Tom's lawyers that have sort of put David Lira, I don't know, in this position, or what that is. I think with this is it's so complicated. There is a lot of information there, but at the same time there's so much information that's missing. It really is quite difficult to be explaining the full ins and outs of what is happening here.
So let me ask you this. You had Tom a no-show. You had Lyra, the son-in-law's there. What's his first name? David?
David Lyra, yeah.
Where was Erika?
Erika does not seem to be in present. This wasn't a trial that involved her. This was to do with creditors that and people and lawyers representing the likes of Robert Keese and Jill Callahan were in court. Oh, and Tom's brother, Jack Girardi, he was in his attorney was in court. Did I mention that or not? No, I didn't.
No,
I
you did not.
So Jack Girardi's attorney, he was in court today as well, and he was basically trying to sort of disassociate himself from what's been going on at the moment.
Distance himself from his own brother?
Yeah, he's trying to distance himself from the cases. He basically, I haven't got any of the transcripts, but from what I was told, he was basically sort of saying he was independent.
Well, in
it's
other
sort of like law code. I don't know 100%, but I think lawyers who are on here, hopefully you'll sort of understand what I'm saying.
No, I think I know what you're saying. You're saying, yeah, he's my brother, but we're not that close like that.
Yeah, sort of. But however, the judge rejected that and basically said that the judge basically feels that that was it was an attempt to sort of shield himself from the liabilities.
Yeah. So what else came out of important today? Because the purpose of the whole court case was to see if he could pay the creditors off, basically.
So I think basically what I think the judge basically needs to understand what are people owed, what are the situations, is Tom going to respond to anything? If he responds, so Tom has until January the 15th to file opposition. If he files opposition, there will be another hearing in February the 16th, I believe. However, it seems unlikely that Tom will file any opposition. I'm sorry, he's exposed. All the cases are out there. He's got more and more creditors coming on to him. I mean, when people say you're able to like run around like in circles, when you're young, with him, he's young and agile. He was able to do that. Now he's old and he's sort of lost it. He's sort of doddering, and soon he's just going to be knocked over and he's going to be crawling around the circles.
Let me ask you this. What will happen if Tom just continues not to show up?
Well, he can sort of do that, but if he just ignores it, the judges and people are going to get fed up. And if Tom doesn't respond by, I believe, the 15th, from what I understand is happening, is that the judge will then just get a trustee. So I think the judge and the creditors will basically sort of work to appoint a trustee, and that Tom will be forced into Chapter 7 of bankruptcy.
Oh, wow. This is serious. Why isn't he showing up? This is serious. It's not making sense. I mean, unless he just mentally gave up. Do you know what I mean by that? I think
he's, look, his law firm is in tatters. His reputation has gone. I mean, at the end of the day, no matter what happens, he's a lost case. I mean, he's 80. He's never going to make that type of money again. So he's trying to work. I think he's trying to work out what he's going to do. And Erika, in her song, she sung "How many F's do I give?" and she said, "None, not one." Well, she'll give a lot now, won't she? Now she's got no money.
Really, Freddie? That's a good one.
I mean, she's gonna have to wear her new brand and promote Kyle Richards' brand, because no one else wants to do that.
Well, let me ask you this: do you believe that the two are really separated?
With I've had sources that have told me that she was having alleged relations with Gleb from Dancing with the Stars.
What? Seriously?
Yes. I heard about Scooter Braun as well. I don't think that is true. His wife is quite attractive, and she's from a very rich American family, so I don't think that is true. But with Gleb, and interestingly, Gleb's wife filed for divorce sort of around the same time Erika and Tom separated. She said in, I believe it was her separation or divorce filings, that he was seeing a rich woman who was giving him gifts. Now that would make sense if it was Erika at the time. She had money.
I love you. Oh my God, I love you. So she's sleeping around on the old guy. That's
yeah. But at the end of the day, 15 years ago, it seems that he was, cheating on her with Justice Trisha Bigelow. It's and again, she's all. I don't know if we've spoken about that, but again, I think she's had a solicitor or an attorney representing her, basically saying that Erika's caused problems because she actually in that Instagram she actually exposed Justice Jill Bigelow's telephone number. Wow. So Erika, they're both in a lot of trouble, and people, I'm sorry, but if they don't get into more trouble than the Giudices, I genuinely will be shocked.
You think it's worse than Teresa and Joe's situation?
It is way worse. Yes.
Oh my.
Way worse than what's happening. Yeah, I believe they did fraud people. I think Teresa had a similar thing to Erika, but there are way more cases against Erika and Tom than the Giudices had.
Do you know this? At the end of the day, are these two looking at jail time, or they're just looking at bankruptcy?
Bankruptcy, I'm 99% sure is on the cards. I'm pretty sure he will be made to file Chapter 7 on the 15th of this month. I have actually been right in a lot of the things I've said about Tom so far. My sources have been very reliable on what has been going on. I said it was looking more and more likely that they were going to probably do Chapter 7. Well, most of these people that are wanting payment are forcing him into Chapter 7 of bankruptcy. So, that
situation. He also could just be home in the house depressed and just knows that he can't get out of this mess, and so he's just, I don't know, sleeping his days away or something.
Sharrell, do you know what I think he'll be doing? I think he'll be in that chapel praying that he doesn't doesn't have to, because at the end of the day, creditors are going to take that house, so he might as well pray and pray to God that he doesn't go to prison and things, whilst he has a chapel to be able to do that in.
Yeah, that's true. Now, you gave me a picture of this ring. Let me put it on the screen. Hold on. It's a nice ring. Let's see if I can make it bigger. Hold on one sec. Okay, why did you send this to me?
Okay, so this is the Cartier Panther ring. So this is the ring that Erika said was one of the most expensive assets that she had in, I think it was maybe her first season of...
This ring right here?
This here, yes.
How much do you think it's worth?
I believe new, they're around £60,000. Is
that a joke? Really?
Bravo tried to exaggerate the price, trying to say it was I think I saw something on YouTube. I think they, when they put the price of something, I think they tried to claim it was something like $160,000. I think that was an over exaggeration or something. But at the end of the day, this ring, I searched it. Now, obviously, I also sent you the information that Erika's jet is officially being rented out on a site called Fly Victor.
Wait a minute, did you send me that?
Yeah.
Why are they renting it out? I thought assets was frozen.
Oh, I'll go on to the jet thing because I've got more information on that.
Okay.
But we'll go back to this ring briefly. So the ring, yeah, I mean, look, it's the exact same one that she was wearing and Kyle tried on, and it's for sale in San Francisco. Now, the thing is that creditors and the courts and things, they're going to be searching for assets or things that they're going to try and sell in Los Angeles. So they're not going to sell it through
Wait a minute, Freddie, are you saying that she could have sold this ring and got money from it, and that's how it ended up in San Francisco?
Well, it's currently for sale at the moment.
Oh my gosh.
There's no evidence. I mean, I don't know. There's no evidence to say that this is her one, because it's not like there's only one in the world. There are a few in the world.
You have to use common sense. I mean,
but if she were to sell that, it would make sense that she wouldn't sell it in Los Angeles, because that's where people are going to, somewhere like Sotheby's, that's going to be the first place that you would look. So by going to some proper, very luxurious jewelers in San Francisco, where this ring is listed, it is very possible that this could be Erika's one for sale.
Listen, I don't trust these people. I think that Erika has liquidated some assets that she's not telling the judge. And then most of all, I don't even think that ring is worth it. Do you like that ring? It's just not.
I don't know. I think it's pretty naff. But at the end of the day, as Adam said, she's a fake Britney Spears. So
yes, I heard.
She looks so trashy for someone her age anyway. So yeah, I mean, who's surprised that she owns that anyway?
What a con artist, her and Tom. And it sounds like they've been conning people for years. And I feel that she's equally as guilty. What do you think?
She is absolutely guilty. I think so. This season, I've seen more information. So she is basically saying that apparently Lisa Rinna is one of her biggest supporters I've seen. Now, the thing is, here's what I think's the case. I think to her face, yes, Lisa Rinna probably is. This is what she does. She did this with Denise. She did this with Camille the season before. This is a Lisa Rinna pattern. This is exactly what she does. She sort of is friendly with them to get the information she wants. And then behind the scenes, Rinna, she's going to be dishing out to everyone else what's going on. She's going to expose this because, as Lisa Rinna said, everyone gets a turn. But no, not Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna's not going to get. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Because she dishes the dirt, Andy Cohen lets her get away with that.
I don't know. I'm over Lisa Rinna. And at this point, I hate to say it, I'm willing to listen to everything she has to say.
Same. For once, I'm actually sort of willing to back her up on this.
I know. Do you think Erika's still going to have a glam squad this season?
No way. And her bought for friends.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, she's like, Mickey, please, I can't afford you anymore, but can you do it? And he's going to be like, no.
I mean, maybe she'll get some money out of her new boyfriend, the one she's cheating with or something.
He won't be able to afford that. I think that was a thing on the side. And plus, I think there was an article on him. He's moved on now. Erika's got no money. I think I said that a few weeks ago on one of the videos.
No, really?
Yeah.
And a lot of her friends are going to move on because she's in Beverly Hills and it's all about what you got on the
Exactly. It's what about what you got, and people want to be associated that, depending on how this is bad, will Bravo want to be associated with her? That's what I'm questioning. I mean, it is so bad what's going on. And a lot of people have actually been calling for Erika to be fired. So
I heard that today. Fans are asking for her to be fired, and they're starting a petition.
So this is what I've been trying to say. Surely Andy Cohen must be feeling the heat. He must be in a bit of a panic about how this could go. It's a big risk for him. Either he's going to get the ratings, it's going to make him look really good. He's getting all of this, or people will be sort of wanting to boycott Bravo because he's basically promoting this behavior.
But why would they want her fired? Don't we want to see what happens?
Yeah, of course. I want to see what happens. I want to see her exposed. I want to see her go down.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
that's the best revenge that these victims can get at the end of the day, can't they? Isn't it? You know, she treated people like Denise, like LVP so badly. So, you know, it's your turn now, Erika. So, you know, I know you don't have that, you know, private jet seats to, you know, crash down on anymore, but you know,
No.
so you're going to have to use some crappy dump seat.
Do you know how much they're renting the jet for? Are they, so they must be allowed to rent it out, they just can't sell it, right?
Okay, so there's a situation. So with these jets, that's what I wanted to get onto. So they, you know how they said they owned 2 jets?
Yes.
Okay, so one of them was sort of, it was, one of them is a timeshare. So for those who don't know what that means, a timeshare is when you're someone that owns a part of it, you share it with other people. Now, Tom Girardi was, I believe, one of 16 people that was part of the timeshare. This was for one of the private jets.
Okay. Well,
now,
go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, first of all, why do they need 2 jets? Like, I'm confused.
Because it's a status thing to look good, to be like, hey, I've got to prove. But I think the writings were on the wall, even for like Chicago. Sutton rented the jet. Like, they weren't able to use Erika's, probably because they were renting it out secretly.
Yeah. So one's rented out, and then what happened to the other one?
So, so the other one, that is theirs. I believe so that's the one that's being rented out at the moment. That they've sort of, it's I think a 1998 Bombardier, I believe. And that's basically being rented out. They've secretly been renting that for a while, but it is officially on the Fly Victor website. I searched the tail number of that to double check.
Oh, you're getting good, Freddie.
I'm getting good. I'm on them. I'm on to you, Erika and Tom, even more.
Yeah. I mean, so today, would you say was a victory for the prosecution, or because Tom didn't show?
I think I wasn't personally. When I found out about what was going on from my source, you know, I wasn't surprised when he told me that Tom, you know, wasn't present, because that's what he's been doing all this time. He's been doing it. I mean, you know, he's got no leg to stand on. He's got no defense for his actions either. I mean, generally, what does he have to say?
Freddie, I've never heard of such a thing. Even if you don't have a good case, people still show up to court. I mean, he must be depressed, or I've never heard anything like this before in my life.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, obviously I'll update you if there's more or anything, but Tom Girardi 100% was not present in court today. And then
have you heard the rumors that he hasn't been seen in public in a month and a half?
I have seen that. I've heard that he's got sort of, I think one of his attorneys, maybe was it a month ago, argued that it's been affected. He's like, something like his illness has sort of affected his mental capacity. It was to do with like the Lion Air payments, maybe, or something like that.
That either? Jeez.
But no one's buying that. So, you know, this is, you know, it went the way that I sort of expected, that, you know, the judges are not falling for this. The writing really, you know, it's just getting clearer and clearer. The writing's on the wall. And, you know, hopefully on the 15th of this month, he will be forced into filing Chapter 7 of bankruptcy.
After you filed Chapter 7, though, you still have to go to court for what you did, right?
Yes, so I don't really know what the steps will be after that. That's not clear. I think the judge is devising sort of what that plan is as well. That's the Los Angeles judge. Then we've got to look at Thomas Durkin, the judge in Chicago. You know, what's he doing?
States?
Yeah, because there are two different states that so Chicago, which is like the Edelson stuff that's going on, and then he's got like the creditors and other people involved in Los Angeles. So it's basically two sort of court cases that are going on regarding his estate and, you know, who he's owing.
Wow. I mean, it's overwhelming, Freddie. You're doing an excellent job. I wanted to thank you. I mean, you've got great connections, and this is just going to be, they're going to be bigger than the Judices. You're right.
They are. And I will keep you updated. I will be sharing more of this information as I get it, or things that are sort of cleared up, because I know people are going to be sort of having questions that I sort of don't really know how to answer, because that information's not really clear at the moment. But obviously it's been in the last couple of hours, I think, in America that this case has happened. So it's going to take a bit of a while, I think, to be clear. But I think I wanted to tell Sharrell what was happening, is to make sure we got in front of this before other people did.
Excellent job. Excellent job. I have one question from Adam, and then I'm going to close out. Hi, Adam.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Good. What did you want to ask? Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that I hope she does get fired. I hope she loses her job. You know.
Oh my God, Adam!
Because I don't really ever say that to anyone, but she effectively used Yolanda Hadid to even get on the show. Let's face it, as soon as she was out the bag, she was chasing Lisa Rinna up, and it's ironic.
Stop you there for a minute, Adam. Have you heard, Freddie, that she used Yolanda to get on the show, and that she paid her way to get on the show? Have you heard that yet?
I've heard that, but at the end of the day, I don't really see what she'd be, you know, at that time she sort of did have money. So why wouldn't Andy Cohen sort of not want her? She had the money, she had the glam that they'd want. I don't see why that would. I think obviously now, if she were, yeah, she would. But I think, you know, Tom Girardi had actually worked with David Foster on a number of cases, so that was the connection. And I think even Erika and both Yolanda, they mentioned that when Erika first comes on, that they're friends through, Yolanda's ex-husband and Erika's soon-to-be ex-husband.
What do you think of that, Adam? Do you think they probably were friends?
I believe they were acquaintances, just like how you know, how Yolanda and Lisa Vanderpump were originally. Lisa Vanderpump's loyalty was with Muhammad, and she was a bit on and off with Yolanda. You know, I know you through your ex-husband kind of thing. But now, ever since Kyle Richards hit the earthquake with the whole friendship, Lisa Vanderpump has formed a friendship with Yolanda, and I don't know. I feel like that's more genuine, and I just don't see Erika really as a genuine person.
I know, and we can't believe anything she says. So maybe the whole thing was a lie.
Well, I just like, put it this way, she's far from being boring on the floor like Teddy, but yeah, this is worse than the Judices by a milestone.
Yeah,
you know, one's about not paying your taxes to the government and committing tax fraud. The other one is crash victims.
Yeah.
Why were you, Sharrell? How could you even question it beforehand? It's a lot.
I gotta do that. I gotta ask the question. I mean, but you're right. No one's gonna get past who you stole the money from. Cancer patients, crash victims, burn victims. It's just really bad.
And I think that it's so clear is that both in Chicago and Los Angeles, the judges are just so onto what Tom and Erika are about, who they are, what they're up to. I'd be surprised if they manage to get away from this. I'm convinced they will be made to go into Chapter 7.
Well, this will be a funny one, because Erika, Lisa Vanderpump, Camille, all these names, Andy liked them for the show, but in the same stance as it is for Monique, Karen, and Ashley, because he's not in charge of their lifestyle salary, because they already had the money.
He doesn't care what you do in your regular life.
Because Monique's attitude was like, oh, just that little check.
Yeah, I should say that.
But because he is effectively going to be Erika's monopoly in terms of salary, without the Bravo check, how Erika's Poundland, Dollarama, Clothesline, whatever you want to call it, I don't even know what it is. It looked
it's horrific, the stuff that's being sold. I mean,
you know, it was like buying something from your Dollarama. I don't know. That's the quality it looked like.
Well, listen, Adam, I'm going to cut it short today because I'm not going to stay on that long. So thank you so much for calling in.
Just one last thing. Unfortunately, I missed your video yesterday because I had this COVID 24-hour online exam thing of the boycott Bravo.
No, we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about
because I missed your video about it, but
we're going to do it again on Saturday. It's more to the story.
Okay, because I want to have a good. I've got several opinions about it.
All right, thank you, Adam. I appreciate the call. Bye-bye. So listen, today was a one in a many. This is going to go on for a long time. They might even bring the Bravo cameras in, right?
What, into the trial?
Yeah.
Unlikely. I don't think that will be possible. Yes, some of the, the thing is that a lot of these, yes, there are lots of cases. There are some that are available, but there are some that are sealed. So, it depends if those are involved. And I just don't think the courts and maybe even the people, the representatives of the victims here, they might not want the cameras in. So, I think that will be probably unlikely that the cameras will be capturing that action. And I think Erika, and I think I wanted to quickly say Erika about saying this drama, she's going to be selective. She's not going to be talking about these lawsuits. Yeah, she's probably going to talk about, they're probably going to censor Trisha Bigelow's name out, and she's going to say that Tom had an affair or something like that. This is what I think. I don't think she's not going to want to admit, look, I'm poor. Yeah. I'm going to have to wear Kyle's clothing from her fashion line, my rubbish clothing as well, the charity shop, TJ Maxx.
Oh, no.
And, because I've even, so she's not going to want to admit to that. She's not. And she's going to wear, Fenty, she'll get free clothes from them because she modeled, and she's going to have Teddy going, not Teddy, and then Sutton going, what's that?
Now listen, behind the scenes, you're working on a very special project. Don't say right now, and it's going to be good. When do you think we can bring this to the people?
Well, when are you ready? I think there are a few questions that just, I think, message me what questions you've still got on that, because I'm there on that. That's so going to be a very exciting one.
Good. Yeah.
So yeah, message me about that.
Yeah. So listen, guys, as we just said, Freddie is working on another special case, and this is going to be good. So we'll let you guys know.
This has been in the works. We wanted to do this, but then Erika and Tom's been bloody well taking over. So
I want to say something, but we can't. We don't want anyone to know.
No, we don't want anyone to know. But I think this is a good New Year's one to be doing.
Yeah. Listen, you did an excellent job today. Thank you very much. You made things clear and in layman's terms where I can understand it. And thank you so much. And we'll just keep following this case.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, if anyone has questions on it, I do look at the comments. So I will try and answer questions that anyone has. I'll try and give my best knowledge of it. I still don't have the full information. I'm sure my source will probably explain the ins and outs, hopefully in the next couple of days. So I will try and give that information when that is all more clear.
Yeah. If you guys have comments, please leave them in the comment section. I'm not trying to take any a lot of calls anymore these days. It's just easier for me to,
no, of course.
Yeah, in the comment section. So thank you guys so much for joining the chat. This is the beginning of a long trial case. I don't know. It's going to take a long, long time. I just wanted to personally thank you again, Freddie. Excellent job. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You're my favorite Londoner. Is that what they call you guys? Londoners?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, thank you.
Also, I wanted to thank the best moderators in town, the Mod Squad. Thank you guys so much for joining the chat. If you guys have any questions for Freddie, please let him know in the comments section. I'm sure he will get to them as fast as he can, right? All right, let's say bye on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bye, guys.
Bye.